Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2018 general readings. Thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you for those of you who continue to follow, like, share, subscribe, and to all of my clients out there as well, regular and new. Thank you for continuing to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. As most of you know, but those of you who've never read with me before, if you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button there. Or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos that I post. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. Turnaround time for readings is pretty fast, live or recorded, because I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So I work pretty diligently with your schedule to get you a reading or do a reading with you as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email and I'll get back to you within the first 24 hours of your initial contact. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. That's good for quick answers to the fast, easy questions. All right, let's move right into this. This is for the water sign of Pisces for the month of November 2018. Let's see what's in store for our Pisceans. Okay, Pisces, we begin with the Four of Swords, followed by the King of Pentacles. We have the Two of Wands, followed by the Magician, the Six of Cups, followed by the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Wands, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy, focus, and guidance for the month of November is the Fool. Looks like a great month for the most part, Pisces. You have 3 major arcana cards in your spread, so potential for it to be rather significant. I feel like other than what looks like a bit of a timeout at the end of October, beginning of November, and I am recording these in the last few days of October. And as we usually say, if you know your rising and your moon sign, check those videos as well for additional clarification. It looks like for the majority of the month, except maybe at the beginning, it looks like you're taking charge of your long-term goals or future, and maybe starting something new, a project of some kind. It might have something to do with work or something that you're working on that's important to you. It could be job, work, career, an artistic or creative project. Alternately, it could be about relationship, although I'm not really getting that much in terms of like a romantic relationship situation. For the majority of you, looks like the general focus for November 2018 is on job, work, and career, or something that you're trying to build towards your long-term future or a big goal that you have. Your overall energy is the Fool, my favorite major arcana card in the tarot. And the Fool is about new beginnings. The Fool is about the promise and potential of new beginnings. He's the first major arcana card in the tarot deck. He has the 0 at the top. So this is kind of the breath before the first step in the journey. It's about exploring the potential and promise of something. So it's about new beginnings, exploring what the possibilities of something might be. Now the Fool is all about, blazing his own trail. So this can also represent something that might be seen as a little risky, doing something new, doing something you've never done before, stepping outside of your comfort zone as well. That's your overall general energy and focus for the month of November 2018. So it looks like at the end of October, beginning of November, there may be a bit of a timeout. We have the Four of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So this can play out a few different ways. The Four of Swords is a card of taking a step back, rest, respite, recovering, recuperation. And I often see this card come up when someone's feeling maybe tired, exhausted, even worn out, could be overwhelmed, and is taking a temporary step back from whatever the challenge, battle, or conflict or work is represented by these three swords. You can see that these three swords, which represent, the battle, the challenge, the work, are still pointed down at him, and his own sword is lying close to him should he need it. But for the time being, he's taking a step back to rest, restore, recuperate, recover. This can represent, recovering from illness or surgery for some of you as well. But I feel like some of you may be tired or worn out from something that you've been working on or working at. It could be a specific project in your life that's outside of job, work, or career. It could be at your job as well. Because what clarifies the Four of Swords is the King of Pentacles. This is what the Four of Swords is about, the King of Pentacles. Now, this could represent an earth sign person in your life that might be the cause or a significant contributing factor in, maybe feeling like you need to take a step back. This would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. A very stable energy because Pentacles is earth energy. And I neglected to mention too that swords is air energy, and it's cerebral, mental, intellectual energy. It's about belief systems, ideologies, the way we look at things, because that affects the way that we relate to the world and things in the world. It's what we perceive, what we believe as well. So part of the stepping back may be in taking a break to think about some things as well. So the King of Pentacles could represent a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, Sun, Moon, or Rising. On an energetic level, this represents stability, working hard to get to a place of stability. Because kings and queens represent individuals who have mastered their suit. They've reached the top of their game, so to speak, which means that they've, learned a lot through trial and error, the energy of the page and the knight, until they've reached a point where they have mastered basically the character traits that are inherent to their suit. The King of Pentacles would be somebody who's worked long and hard to get to where he's at right now, which is enjoying the things that he's put so much hard work into building up for himself. Generous, likes good things, likes good surroundings, typically tends to be, very generous, and he believes that everybody should have the same opportunities as he has. He's worked very hard for what he has. So it's a card that represents, a lot of stability and hard work, reaching a point of stability after a long period of hard work. So, this can play out a lot of different ways because it's a general reading, which always resonates a little different because there's so many of you watching. So this could be a partner that you're taking a break with. It could be somebody you're taking a break from. Or it could be that you're taking a break or taking a step back from, working so long and hard, perhaps at a job or on a career path or at in regards to a specific project of some kind. Now, next to that, because it looks like you're exploring doing something new, building something new, or you're beginning to do something, to start putting some plans in motion, fermenting a path forward, and taking charge of building something new towards your long-term goals and vision. Because next we have the Two of Wands and the Magician. So the Two of Wands is a card about long-term thinking. Basically, you can see that this man is at a crossroads. Which road do I take, left or right? The key to choosing the right path is in long-term goals and visions. It's about kind of taking stock of where you are right now, and it's right next to the Four of Swords, so this could be part of why you're taking time out to think about, where do I want to go from here? Particularly if you've just completed something or you're in the process of beginning something new, you're kind of exploring what the potentials and possibilities are with a new long-term goal or vision, maybe starting something new as well. And so this is about looking down the road at what your vision, what your goal might be. Where do I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 15 years from now? Because that makes the path to choosing how to get there easier and more definitive. I always say it's much easier to, pack and prepare for a journey when you know what your ultimate destination is. Otherwise, you just end up wandering around all over the place, which has its merits too, but particularly not in projects and work. So what clarifies the Two of Wands is the Magician. The Magician is a very independent, powerful energy. I often look at him as kind of the entrepreneur of the tarot. The Magician, who's sitting right next to the King of Pentacles, has also walked quite a long road to get to where he's at. And the reason he's the magician now is because of the road he's walked. He's learned a lot through trial and error, success, failure, triumph, and defeat. He's now reached a point in his career where or in his life path where he's the magician. He's mastered control over, you can see here, each of the primary symbols for each of the 4 suits in the tarot. So this is about manifesting. This is about taking your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams, and manifesting them in an external way to basically manifest your dreams or your ideas into reality. This is a card that says that you are powerful enough to do it, you are experienced enough to do it, you have all the tools, knowledge, wisdom, and experience in order to do it with very little help from other people, or you know where to get the resource to pull together to make something that you're thinking of in regards to your long-term future or project or a goal, something that you're thinking of actually manifesting into reality. I mean, to me, this is almost a textbook spread about somebody who's thinking of, you know, starting their own business or starting a new project of some kind. It may be a little different than what you've done before. It may be doing it in a different way. It may feel a little risky. And some of you may be coming from an arena or just a feeling, you know, I've been working so hard at this other thing and now I'm looking at maybe branching out on my own. You could be doing this in addition to also working, which might be where that feeling of maybe feeling kind of tired and exhausted is coming from. But there's definitely an air of excitement over building something new that you have hopes is going to become what your vision or dream of it is. So that's the first half of the month. Now we come to about the middle, 3rd week or so of the month. Time, as I always say, is somewhat fluid. We have the 6 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. The 6 of Cups is a card often associated with the past, not always, but often. It speaks of perhaps childhood, parents, relatives, family, roots of origin, where you come from. It can represent energetically being at a place where there's a sense of reminiscence or nostalgia about it. It can represent looking back on a time where you felt more carefree, less burdened with cares and concerns that you have today. That again could also be part of what you're doing in this step back, resting, recuperating period. It can represent long-term friendships, etc., things that have to do with the past, and sometimes it can represent having a more giving and receiving energy, much like children do, with no thought of more of an unconditional, light-hearted view of things as well, particularly when it comes to giving and receiving. Now, it's clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, which is a stroke of good luck, of good fortune. The Wheel of Fortune represents, as most of the major arcana cards do, the Wheel of Fortune represents forces beyond our control, energies of God, Spirit, your angels and guides. In the upright position, the implication is that there's something working in your favor. The wheel is turning in your favor. Again, something you have absolutely no control over. Divine timing and orchestration at play here. Now, clarifying the 6 of Cups, again, this could resonate a lot of different ways here, particularly in regards to, because I think it's a stroke of good luck, of good fortune, working for you in some new project or some new venture, you know, that you're beginning or thinking of beginning or starting to begin or starting to put into motion with an eye towards something you're building for the future. And this could represent perhaps receiving unexpected help or aid from a childhood friend, an old friend, family, relatives of some kind, or some kind of energy of something from the past, or that has a long history to it, or someone that has a long history to it, coming in an unexpected way, but that benefits you, particularly in helping build whatever this thing is that you have hopes of manifesting into something larger down the road. And I keep getting for some of you that it's money, that it's actual financial resources. It could be resources of another kind too. It could be a partnership as well. But I am getting for some of you that it's actual dollars and cents that's not coming out of nowhere, but coming from an unexpected source in an unexpected way that's linked to the past or a long-term relationship. For a smaller portion of you, it could be that this thing that you're trying to build or that you're trying to start out at is something that has been fermenting since childhood. It could be something you dreamed of doing since you were young, or thought about doing since you were young, or something that you're returning to doing that you did a long time ago. But for the majority of you, it feels like something unexpected is coming in, maybe around the middle or the third week or so of November. Again, although it's a general reading, this could be a little earlier for some of you, it could be a little later for others of you, but it definitely feels like it's unexpected money or resources or some good luck coming in, and this is divine timing and orchestration completely. Be interesting to see what the feedback is on what that the history or the past card represents that's attached to it. Now, at or towards the end of November 2018, we have the Three of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. So here's where hard work is starting to pay off on whatever this thing is, this new thing you're starting to build. And I like the flow of this of your reading for November, Pisces, because it's like you're starting out thinking, dreaming, exploring. You're taking some time out. You're taking control of your future, of your destiny, basically. And I mean, the magician in your spread is saying, I'm taking control of manifesting my own destiny and my own future. It looks like some unexpected good fortune comes in. Divine timing and orchestration definitely to aid that, although it comes in the form of something in connection with your past or something or someone or something that you have a history with. And then at or towards the end of November 2018, we have the Three of Wands and the Knight of and the Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Wands is about beginning to see your work pay off. We're not too far down the path here. We're only at the three. But we have the Two of Wands, which is about, you're doing some work, you're doing the initial footwork, you're starting to plan and prepare looking down the road. And then the Three of Wands is where you're starting to see the results of that initial effort and input begin to pay off. The Three of Wands is about beginning to see the manifestations of what you're hoping to build. So you're starting to see, it's kind of like you have one big ultimate goal, and there's small goals, goalposts along the way towards achieving the full manifestation of that goal. And the Three of Wands is represents that you've done some work so far, you've planted some things so far, and you're starting to see maybe some small goals getting met, coming to fruition, starting to see things pay off. And what clarifies it is the Eight of Pentacles, which is what I call the worker bee card. It's a card of work, steady work, hard work, even a lot of work, even overtime, getting up early, staying up late, burning the candles at both ends, working very diligently, paying attention to detail, even if it might be repetitive work. Why? Because we're at the 8 here. We're building up slowly, pentacle after pentacle, building up a solid, stable foundation towards whatever your vision is, working very hard at this. And it looks like at or towards the end of November, you're starting to see the manifestations of something that you've been putting a lot of work into. It could be that you've put a lot of work into it, maybe in the recent past, and in the beginning of the month or the end of October, you're taking some time off from that. Again, it's going to play out a few different ways. And this could be relationship as well. I mean, and almost everything we do has some effect on our relationships, but I'm not really reading it as a, love and romance reading per se. It looks like the general focus for many of you Pisceans for November 2018 is on building something for the future, starting something new, taking control of manifesting your own destiny and your own future. And it looks like God's Spirit and your angels and guides are definitely cradling this with some really unexpected, spectacular divine timing and orchestration. So Pisces, it looks like you're on the right track, and you're definitely going to be feeling that by the end of the month. So great reading, Pisces. I hope that you found it helpful. That pretty much represents your reading for November 2018. Again, if any of you would like a more personal one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on that little About button, or you can click on the description bar of all the videos that I post. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to work with you and set up a reading as quickly as we can. I do love and romance, of course, relationship, compatibility charting, reconciliation spreads, career work and finance, as well as investment readings. I do channeled messages from passed on loved ones as long as there was a good or strong connection with the person. And I do 6 and 12 month overviews, which are pretty popular in the last part of the year, although you can do them any time of the year. They take a look at what's coming in your life over the next 6 or 12 months in all the main areas of your life. And a lot of people like to order those, particularly towards the end of the year, as we're looking into transitioning into a new year. And I also do gift readings, which are quite popular around the holiday season too, as gifts for friends and family and loved ones. So if you're interested in any of those, send me an email, and I'll get back to you within the first 24 hours. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided for fast answers to the quick, easy questions. So I will see you all again, Pisces, in a couple of weeks for the November 2018 mid-month readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.